Okay, so we're here in our Fellowship Live Lounge, just on the sort of now getting ready for our first artists of the day to perform on the stage. So really excited.
It's been great, and we've had Andrew Barton and Zoe Owen up live this morning under the hood, so that's been really good fun.
And the whole venue now is really filling up. You know, it's getting quite busy already. So, you know, make sure if you're watching us live and you're coming to Pro Hair this afternoon, make your way down to the Fellowship stage and also to the Live Lounge and come and say hello to Kareen, myself. We've got some other guests, so it's going to be a great afternoon.
And not to forget that we're also at HJ Live in London. So if you want to catch bits, if you're in Manchester from that, it's our Insta Stories live. At fellowshiphair.com, and if you're in London watching this, we're on Fellowship Hair Facebook as well.
The other way around.
Other way around, Facebook.
so London is our Instagram, so we're going to be doing Instagram stories throughout the 2 days, and here at the Pro Hair Live in Manchester, we're on Facebook, so Facebook Live.
Get that right in a minute.
Yeah, the other way around. Yeah, so we've got some great acts that are coming up there this afternoon. We've got Andrew Collins that's coming on. We've got Errol Douglas, our patron of honour, Errol Douglas. He's going to be here.
Prepping already.
I haven't seen him yet this morning, no. And then we've got our fabulous Fame team that are going to be here this afternoon too as well. So
we've got the boys up on stage as well. So we're going to shoot over live now to watch Stephen Smart at Smart 73 for our first show of the day. So please get yourselves down to the stage because it's all about to start here. You've been watching Fellowship Live Lounge.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pro Live here in Manchester in the Fellowship Stage. We've got a cracking lineup for you this morning. We've got some amazing, amazing talent, as you've just seen. So let's, without further ado, let's introduce Stephen Smart from Smart Established 73. Round of applause, please.
Hey! Thanks, Darren. Cheers, thank you. Huge crowd. Thanks everyone for turning up. Right then. Hopefully we'll draw a few more in with a bit of luck. My name's Stephen Smart. Welcome to Pro Hair Live. This is my, I don't know, 6th, 7th time. How long's it been going, Darren? Do you know? 7?
Yeah, at least about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time, since the beginning. I do all sorts of different things, whether it's long hair or avant-garde, all sorts of different bits and pieces. But what I'm doing is changing up a little bit again this year. So I'm doing a short haircut. I'm not actually going to do it because I'll be here forever and it's a bit boring. But you can see that what I've done is I've pre-cut in through Grace's beautiful head and left this really, really strong line. And what we've done with the colour is we've pre-lightened it, and then we used a rose gold toner. We actually toned it first of all with a cooler ash and then a violet to neutralise any of the unwanted yellow, which it was quite. What'd you say? You looked like a baby chick when it was first done. So we neutralised that, and then actually went in over the top of it with a rose gold. And whilst I was doing it, I deliberately kind of took the colour from the line down. I'll show you over there. All right, just took that down, smudged that out, so it really emphasised the line, and then came up round, went through everything else, and actually then just smudged the colour down to that line, so it actually left more of that ashy tone. It just makes it stand out a little bit more, so I just wanted to sort of show that off. What I'm then going to do is, this is just something we've been playing about with over the last sort of 6 months or so. We've been seeing quite a lot of glitter in the partings, and recently on the John Galliano shows, there was loads of glitter all over the head. Eugene Suleiman and Pat McGrath were doing this for Galliano as well as various others. So we thought we'll have a go, have a bit of a play. So we've actually got pre-mixed glitter.
Is this a Here's One we've made earlier, John?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Got Tracy Island at the back here. That's one for the older folk. So what we did was actually use quite a stronghold gel, and then just went to Claire's Accessories, I think it was, and just got a load of mermaid glitter, as various other bits and pieces, and just dumped it in the gel. And actually now I'm just going to paste it all over the head and just have a bit of fun with it. We noticed when we were playing with it that there was it changes colour. So when we used it on dark hair, it went blue and green. And then when we did it on this colour, it just accentuated the pinks and all of that. So the same glitter will create a different look. So just have a bit of a play with it. But again, what I'm going to do is, now if this goes everywhere, that's part of the show, all right? It's part of the show. We're going to do, oh look, I've got a bit in there.
So now's not the time to ask you a question then, is it, Stephen?
Yeah. If you would, yeah. I'm a typical man. I can't multitask. That's the trouble.
So Stephen and I were chatting backstage earlier, and I think Stephen is renowned for his long hair. So I would imagine it's a really refreshing change for you to stand on stage and do a haircut and do something different.
Yeah, it is actually. I think because there's a lot of people who don't really do long hair in the industry. There's not loads of us. I get booked a lot for doing shows for long hair. which I enjoy doing. But when you're doing it all the time, you want to do something a little bit different. And so what I've tried to do is over the last couple of shows is actually try to go a little bit more out there and do something else that I love, which is cutting and colouring. And in 2008 to 2010, I was world hairdressing champion for cut and colour. And yet, bizarrely, after that, I actually didn't really get booked to do a lot. It was all booked to do long hair. So yeah, it is great to be going back to my roots. Boom, boom. I'm here all week. Right, so as you can see, it's looking awesome. Could you just tip your head back for me, please? Thank you. And actually, if you look at it at a distance, you can see how much it stands out. We did it with a small little glitter, and it looked classier, to be honest. It's probably the best word. It looked a bit classier because it just created this sort of skull cap of colour. But actually, for a show, it doesn't stand out so much. So you've got to be aware of that. If you're doing stuff with stage lighting and things like that, you just want to adapt the looks that you've come up with for that. So what I've done with this is really worked this high sort of shine glitter effect into the head, and really want to try and show a difference in contrast of texture, matte, fit, and shine. So my next model that's coming out does have that. It has completely the opposite. There's no shine and any of that. So Darren, you'll probably want to just shout at me when it comes to timing, because I do tend to go on a bit.
Yeah, no worries. I'll kick you off. Don't worry.
All right, cheers.
Just, Stephen, will you just tell us about that? How you've created this glitter? Then, what's the mixture? What's the combination of products?
So I used a glitter directly in a gel mix. So I just put a load of gel in a pot, and then just dumped a load of. This has got two different colours in it, hasn't it? This has got a pink, and then you can see at the bottom it's got this sort of slightly purpley type of tone. Come over there. All right. But it's just nice to have a bit of fun for a change, rather than doing everything too seriously. And we did have a bit of fun doing this the other night. We tried it on all sorts of different things. We tried it on the roots of the curly one I'm going to show you in a minute, and it really didn't work. It didn't work at all. So we didn't think we'd show you that. We'll keep that under wraps, that one. Right, so what I'm doing is just smudging that down like I did with the colour. I'm just smudging it down and leaving a dry edge just because it looks rad. And then I'm just going to leave a dry edge in. Let's take that down there. Okay. If she walks down the catwalk and she's got bits of glitter falling, that's all part of the show too. It's like a rain. Okay, just a little bit of matte paste. I hope you're tweeting how amazing it is. Yeah, good girl. Well done. I was saying, get me out of here. Right. Nice. Cool.
I mean, that's changed that haircut dramatically, just by using that. The glitter and the gel has changed it hugely.
Flattened the whole lot down. Grace actually has hair that really lifts up. It goes, yeah, like a baby chick, isn't it? It goes really sort of fluffy. So, and she's actually got two cowlicks at the front. So what I've done is I've really blow dried those in flat, and then going over the top of it with the gel, it just flattens the whole lot out and just creates a bit more of a head shape to it. So, but it works really, really well. I love it. There you go. could I bring on Sasha, please?
Looks amazing, Stephen.
I'm happy with that.
Love that.
Can I give you that? Thank you very much. Thanks, Sasha. Right, this is Sasha. As you can see, it's a little bit of a different look. Sasha is actually normally my long hair model, and we do all sorts of glam sort of stuff with her. So this is a little bit of a change for her too. So what we've done is we've pre-prepped with loads and loads of product. So we've used a product called Elevator, which is like a root boosting spray. So we spray that on and over the whole head, blow dry, brush through, do the same again, about 3 or 4 times. Sorry, I didn't realize you were there. I ain't got my back to you. And what that does, it changes the texture of the hair up. So when we get a really tight tong in it, you know, like these sort of needle thin tongs, what we've done is they're kind of about the size of your finger, really. Wound it in really, really tight, and then as I brushed it out really roughly, opening it up as I'm going, we've worked the same sort of colour in here with a marbly sort of effect as we've done in Grace's here as well. So you can see the real difference in texture. So we've got a little bit of colour in through the fringe. You can see in it the root, mid-lengths, there's pinks, there's rose golds, there's all sorts of marbling kind of effect in it. But what I'm going to do is not just leave it as this sort of round shape. I'm actually going to just give it a bit of a brush out. So just use a back brushing brush, if that's what it's called. I never know what things are called, I just make my own things up half the time. It's a back combing brush. And just change the shape of this up slightly, just so it gives it a bit more of a modern feel. Over the last sort of year or so, with the texture of hair, we're seeing more curls coming into fashion. Again, so I mean, everyone had sort of big waves for ages, and they're still going to be about, but obviously it's got to go somewhere. So what I'm doing here is just really accentuating shape, and the only way that you can do this is really when you've got the preparation in the hair with the curl and all that.
We were saying as well backstage just before we came on, because of the time slot as well, Stephen's obviously working on a wig and has pre-prepped this wig. So for any of you guys that haven't worked with wigs before, it's well worth experimenting. Can make life a lot easier for you. If you've got an early show like Stephen's had this morning, he'd have had to get up at the crack of dawn to prep this model's real long hair, whereas he can pre-do the wig.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been up really early. So, but it does make life a lot easier. And if you're doing photographic shoots and things like that, what you'll find with professional models is you're limited to what you can do with their hair. So if you can work with wigs, whether it's long, like Stephen's doing, or haircuts, you can create a different look and maybe use your creative expression a bit more freely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do work with wigs a lot for shoots and things like that. But whenever I do shows like this, I actually am a bit of a purist. I really prefer to do everything on the model's hair, so people can't go, oh, it's just a wig. Because actually it's not just a wig, it bloody took forever. The colouring, the cutting, because when it came to me, it was like a yellow. And so what I had to do was then change all the colour of it, get all the colours into it. I was up in the salon till 3 o'clock in the morning a couple of days ago, and then like, I don't know, half 11 last night, but it means that I don't then have to do the work in the morning, first thing in the morning, and it be a rush and it not be what I want when I come and do a show. So you still have to do the same amount of work, but that looks cool. But yeah, as Darren said, you're not having to abuse the model's hair either, because we've done this sort of thing on sashes before, and obviously it does dry it out when you're hammering it. Okay. That's nice.
How are we doing, Stephen?
Good. Almost done. What are we like for time?
We're running over as usual.
Are they shouting at me yet? Yeah, nice. So, when you're working with curl like this, if you want to shrink the curl in, just literally grab a section. If you do it low down and then backcomb it with your fingers, you still maintain a lot of curl. If you want to get rid of loads and loads of size, then you grab the end of it and just go, and you literally get rid of the whole section, and you get left with about 2 hairs. But what it does, it takes it in really, really tight, so you can really then exaggerate shape. Now, what I found when I was playing with it is that it was very tempting to not sort of work it enough, so I'm just going to get into it and then we'll be done. A little bit of spray. Not going to go mad with the spray. But as you can see, we've got a real contrast between with using the same sort of colours, but a really matte sort of fluffy texture versus something really shiny, glittery. Beautiful. Love that. Okay. All right. Jump. Marvellous.
Amazing. Well done, Stephen. Looks brilliant.
So, thanks very much, Darren. Yeah, I love both of these looks. I just think they're sexy. They're nice and trendy. They're really wearable. They're really youthful. You can have a bit of fun with them. And yeah, I just love creating them. So hopefully you found a little bit of something, a little bit of inspiration. I'm on the Platinum stage later on at the end of the day if you want to come and have a look then as well. Big me up. Smartest73, Instagram. You're not having a phone number. Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks very much. Thank you very much to the Fellowship. It's always a pleasure to come and work with them. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day at Pro Hair Live. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Well done, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks,
Stephen Smart. Thanks, girls. So just before we bring our next guest artist out, just a few reminders about what the Fellowship is really about and what you guys, if you're not already members, can expect. Within the Fellowship, there are a number of brands from Project X, Fame Team, The Colour Project, and during the day, we'll just sort of go into a little bit more detail about what those brands are, because all of them are fantastic platforms for you as hairdressers, no matter what your experience or what salon you're from. To get involved with any of these projects is a massive, massive learning curve, and the knowledge that you will get from them are absolutely brilliant. One of my girls from my company is currently on Clubstar, and she's just started this year, and the exposure that she's had and the experience she's had so far have been absolutely mind-blowing. So please bear that in mind. If you're not already a member of the Fellowship, please consider becoming one. So next up, we have the fantastic Thomas Hills from TH1. He is the current Southern Hairdresser of the Year, straight off the catwalks of London Fashion Week as well. And he's going to be showcasing his latest collection, which is called Taboo Tattoo.
Peter, you're to the right, you're to the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto stage Thomas Hills.
Good afternoon, Manchester. Thank you. Right, firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the Fellowship for having us on the stage today. It's quite exciting for all of us. As you could see, my name's Thomas Hills. I've just come straight off the catwalks of London Fashion Week. But today, I want to show you something a little bit different. It's our new collection called Taboo Tattoo. Now, I have a couple of different teams. I have a creative team and I also have a session team. Today I'm with part of my creative team. We do a lot of stage work together. These guys have all come up through the ranks. So I'm going to pass you over to Amy just to let her talk a little bit about what she's doing and how she began in her hairdressing career, just so I can start getting on with my model Molly, okay? Or Angie even. Sorry, Angie.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, my career actually started with the Fellowship. So I was in Club Star Art Team. I used to help backstage and I came across Thomas and he's really helped me develop my career in the industry. I had teams for him at London Fashion Week. And yeah, we've got shows going on, we've got the education going on. And it's really let me, you know, grow and develop and see where I fit in. You know, so
thanks, Amy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about my cut that I'm doing today. Okay, so Angie came to me at 7 o'clock this morning with what we could say is different hair, didn't we, Angie? It was lots of different colours. So we've actually coloured this today and we've cut it today. Her hair was quite long this morning, down to about here. She's amazing. She lets me do pretty much whatever I want to her hair. As you can see, some of my collections, I've used Angie for a few of my photo shoots as well. Okay, so what I've done a very strong disconnection today. As you can see with my model, there is a very, very, very strong disconnection there, okay? From a strong fade into lots of hair, okay? Now, I believe with haircuts, it should be strength and movement. It shouldn't. When we do these very strong lines, it's also lovely to actually see a little bit of movement within the haircut. And that's why through the top of Angie's hair today, I'm going to do a little bit of texturizing just to give her a little bit of edge on the haircut. I always say the imperfection is the perfection of the haircut, okay? So I'm just going to pass you over to Peter. Peter's going to talk a little bit about what he's doing as well.
Thank you, Thomas. And thank you to the Fellowship for having me on your stage. Now, we've gone for a very geometric look here with very sharp lines, front and back. Nice sharp fringe, very much club cut all the way through, just to show off these very hard lines at the back and the front.
As Peter was saying with the haircuts, you know, these strong geometric shapes that Peter's just put into his model's hair this morning will never go out of fashion. The true Sassoon bob, things that we've learnt, we've come up through. Now, what I'm very lucky about with my guys on stage is that none of them actually work for me. I've got lots of people that work for me. I'm at other hair shows this weekend, but these guys come on my creative teams, and I'm quite blessed to have these guys that actually follow through with what I believe. Don't we, Amy?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, my background's vintage styling, but yeah, you know, I'm working with a lot more punk, a lot more funky, kind of edgy cuts with Thomas.
Great, thanks, Amy. Peter, can you tell us a little bit about your background, where, you know, sort of your training and everything like that? What age were you when you started hairdressing?
Well, I was 21, 19 years ago I started hairdressing. I've actually known Thomas for quite a few of those years, but only recently started to work with him. And feel very lucky to work with him. And as Amy said, I feel I've learnt such a lot from Thomas, looking at what he's been doing. And I'm very lucky to be up here with him, so thank you.
My pleasure. Now, some of you has anyone here been watching Hair Wars on TV? Because here is our famous little lady who won last week and the final was this week. So Amy's like our little celebrity amongst us now as well. So Amy, tell them a little bit about what you've been doing on that as well.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit like Bake Off for those like who haven't been watching it. So you get like 2 challenges and then you go head to head with other awesome people in the industry, and And yeah, I got given 2 challenges to do, and yeah, I smashed it and I'm through to the final.
Fantastic. Now, as you can see in my haircut, yeah, thank you everyone, yeah, she's a bit of a legend now, this young lady. Now, as you can see, I've got a double layer disconnection here, okay, with the colour. What I didn't want to do, I didn't want to make it look like that monk hairstyle, where it was just a solid line all round, okay, on Angie's hair. So what I'm doing with my tapering scissors, okay, and I'm just taking the line away slightly, as some of you can see, okay. I want to blend it through a little bit because I do love these strong lines, but I also like there to be a little bit of softness within the haircut too. Okay, so as you can see, we all used to call these thinning scissors. I don't really like them for thinning, I like them for texturizing and tapering the haircuts, okay. So as you can see, I'm just going through the lines here and just taking that line in a little bit, just blending this hard line in through here. Okay, I'm going to pass you back to Peter. Now, how are you getting on, Peter?
Well, I'm just about done, I think. I'm putting a little bit of texture through the back now, just to take away some of the hardness from the back line, although keeping my shape at the back and the front, and of course the fringe.
Fantastic.
Thomas, yeah, so for you guys, where do you see, forecasting cut and colour for this year? You got any forecasts for us?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are talking about the rose golds and everything all coming back. I think the balayage is slipping away a little bit as far as business, because a lot of us love the balayage, but also it stopped people having colour. You know, it almost became fashionable to walk around with roots. And I think a lot of businesses have actually suffered because of that. So I think we're creeping back into the colour that's going up the hair a lot more. But I also believe you will never lose these strong colours. You know, this is fashion. It doesn't always transcend into salon, but the cuts do. And we do have the clients that want this. So I still love going quite edgy, quite strong with the colours. So you
can tell as well, no matter what product house you work with, whether it be Wella, L'Oreal, Schwarzkopf, whoever it is.
Or Revlon.
Or Revlon. Or Revlon.
I'm an ambassador for Revlon, so.
You will find they're all bringing out these much more creative colours, more vibrant colours.
Yeah.
You know, making us as hairdressers feel like we can be a little bit more creative with their colours.
I think what's amazing, like Revlon, they've actually brought out this new colour here for us. So and they brought it out because we demanded it almost. You know, we actually spoke to them and said, we need something more vibrant. We need something that, rather than it being just a colour conditioner, we needed like those positive, negative charge colours that you can actually put on the hair. You don't need peroxide, you can put on. Angie's colour took from blonde to this in 10 minutes this morning. So we got this colour, and it's amazing. Now, I haven't locked it because I didn't want to lock it in. I want to be able to do other colours on his hair. 1 week, this will be out.
Can I just go back to Amy for a sec? Amy, you were saying that you were on the Club Star team.
Oh yeah, I was on.
So would you tell the guys what your experiences were, or who you mentored, or what you got involved in, please?
Yes, so with my Club Star Art team, it was an awesome journey of education and opportunity. So we went on demo days with people, we went and learned how to do presenting as well, because a big part of all of this is knowing how to get up on stage and to deliver and to share your knowledge and everything else. So it was a wicked, awesome opportunity, and I really recommend it.
That's what we were saying earlier, just before you guys came on. This is one of the wicked brands of the Fellowship. Fantastic opportunities for any level of hairdresser as well. I don't think anyone sitting out there needs to think, no matter how old you are, you can join the Fellowship and get involved.
The Fellowship's been so big to my company. We have grown as a company with the Fellowship. With training days, I'm involved quite heavily with the Fellowship, and it's opened all our eyes to the world of hairdressing, really. Just all backstage and everything, and also I love the way it gives young people this opportunity to come up through the ranks. Now, I've trained lots and lots of students over the years, and training and coaching is a passion of mine. I love to be able to share what I do with everybody else, because we're gone are the days where everyone keeps it a secret, their talent. We want to share it with them. We want everyone to be talented. And that's why I love, like with Amy, when I met Amy quite a few years ago, I love the fact that Amy was quite raw, but I could see this pure talent in her, and she's proved. I mean, one day I'll be working with Amy and she'll be coming out here and I'll be standing behind her, and I'm quite excited for that to happen, because I think, these guys are our future stars of hairdressing, and I can't wait to see what these guys are going to do with their careers. So over to Amy.
Great, so I'll just tell you what my what my canvas was this morning. The colour was a little bit warm, so basically did a toner, an express toner with Revlon, which was a 10.2. Left that on for about, recommended about 15 minutes, but we wanted to push it just to get that icier tone through. So left it on for about 20 minutes, rinsed it off, and then I just nibbled the baseline here, just wanted it a bit shorter because I just wanted to show that sharp line there at the back. And then how I'm dressing it out right now is basically I want to nail it back, so I did very slight sections all the way up, bringing it down and putting gel on with a tint brush. And then as you just see then, I put a little bit of mesh on, holding it tight, just to blow dry it nice and smooth and to let it set. With this top half, I used a chopstick tongue, doing really little cube sections, quite free actually, not in too set. And now I'm just really want to enhance like how different these two textures are, which is something I really love in my work, to try and show contrast.
Fab, thanks Amy. Peter, how you doing over there, buddy?
Well, I'm just about there now, Thomas, thank you.
Okay.
We've finished off the very sharp fringe at the front here.
Fab.
Taking very sharp club cut lines through here and just run a little bit of texture through the back. Just so it
just show everyone,
softens
spin the
it just
chair
a little
around
bit.
for us, Peter. Just spin round and show everyone the back. It's a beautiful shape running
and
through there.
This morning we cut the back into a V cut at the back here rather than the half moon.
Fab. Now as you can see, I'm using a dry shampoo to style. Now, again, let's get away from dry shampoo cleaning hair. Let's use dry shampoo to style hair. It's very forgiving. You can pump it onto the hair and it will never overload the hair, okay? As you saw, guys, in my photographs, I do a lot of photographic work. Now, products kill the hair a lot of the time. If you use too many products when you're doing a photo shoot, you might as well rewash the hair, start again. With products like these, you can layer, 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 and that's what I do. And it's fantastic. It's just, it gives us our chance to get things wrong and start again. You know, so don't put waxes and things like that. Go in with something a lot lighter, build your hair, and then finish it. Okay, thank you.
Nice
Amy,
advice.
you almost finished, Emily?
Yeah, doing then, guys?
Finished it, yeah. Just gonna
Right,
finish
we're almost
bits
coming
off.
to an end, so we'll just finish up in one sec. Can I just say also what I love about this, it gives a very matte finish. I don't like too much shine in the hair, in shortcuts. I like to show definition, texture.
I'm just going to finish off with a bit of Glamorama now at the back, just to give that high shine.
Fab. Fab. And Peter, you almost done there, buddy?
I am.
Fab. Okay. So again, I'd like to say thank you to the Fellowship for all their opportunities that they've given my team over the years. And if you aren't a member, please become a member, because it can actually help your career grow beyond what you could ever dream of it becoming. So again, big up to the Fellowship, and I hope you've enjoyed our show. Right, we're just going to dig down. Thank
Ladies
you.
and
Thank you very
gentlemen,
much.
Thomas, Peter and Amy from Thomas Hills.
Just take your chairs, please. Take your chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Hills. So that, absolutely brilliant. Well done, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Onto stage, Joey Power, Gemma Willock-Smith, and your compere is Joe Sloan.
Thank you very much. So, it's morning still, isn't it? I know we're running a bit late here. Let's have a little look. Right, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Joe Sloan. Today I'm going to... I brought two of my artistic team from the Men's Hairdressing Federation. So on the left-hand side of the stage, on my left-hand side, a very close friend of mine goes by the name of Gemma Willock-Smith. And to the right-hand side, he's not only my artistic member, he's also my business partner from 88 Male Grooming. Love to create. So, guys, we're going to start with Gemma. Gemma's going to introduce herself, give you a little bit of an idea on what we're doing here today, what we're going to be sharing with you guys. Then I'm going to jump back over to Joey, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of info and down low about the Men's Hairdressing Federation, our ethos, our philosophy, and kind of why we're here today. So, Gemma, over to you.
Hi, hello everybody. My name's Gemma Willock-Smith. Excuse me. I work in a barbershop called Rebel in Glasgow. I've been doing hair now for about 18 years. God, it's kind of scary saying that. And today my model is Angie. She's a close friend of mine. And Angie pretty much comes and sits in my chair and just tells me to do whatever I want. So she's one of those great clients that we love to have. Recently she had a massive mohawk all the way through her hair, and she came and said, Gemma, just shave it off. So we decided to do something a little bit different. We've left a few feature pieces here. If you turn your head to the side, you'll see once I start styling out, these enhancements will show through. And we've done a really sharp zero fade. When you do a fade, every time I do a fade, I do it slightly different. This time I worked out, so I started with a 2 and straight out into the 0, leaving again just a few refeature pieces. I always like, whenever I'm doing female hair, to leave something a little bit softer around this area here. I always feel it makes them look a little bit prettier than just going dead solid and boyish. So yeah, that's me and Angie today.
It's lovely, Gemma, thank you. Not that our male model isn't pretty as well, just before we go there. So just before I introduce Joey Power to you guys, as I said, once again, my name's Joe Sloan. I run the Men's Hairdressing Federation artistic team. We've also got 2 other members of our art team who unfortunately aren't here today. One goes by the name of Harry Green and one goes by the name of Josh LaMonica. So without no further ado, I'm going to introduce the 4th member of the artistic team, my business partner, Mr. Joey Power.
Good afternoon, people. Yeah, good morning. So my name's Joey Power, and welcome to the Fellowship stage. It's a real honour to be here back again with the Fellowship. So today I'm working on a little bit of a pompadour twist. We've got a little design at the back, and it's going to be coming back into a nice little DA, loads of volume. Not sure on styling yet, I don't know whether it's going to be quite dry or quite wet, but we're just going to have fun today, you know. But yeah, I'm going to pass you back to Joe.
Right,
and Joe's...
Thank you, Joey. Right, so guys, right, so let's give you a little bit of information about the Men's Hairdressing Federation. So we set about kind of probably coming up 7 years ago now. Our ethos was to kind of leave the industry or the men's hairdressing industry in a better place than where we found it. So 7 years later, we're still here. We've just redeveloped our own website. We've got our own product label. We've got our own online education that will be going live hopefully by the end of March. Is that right, Joe? End of March?
Fingers crossed.
We've all been filming and working really, really hard for it, and it's kind of not going to be your run-of-the-mill stuff. We've got all different genres on there. We also have got our own City and Guild approved centre. So we deliver level 2, level 3 and the new super level 2 barbering qualification. And there will be step-by-steps to go hand in hand with the whole qualification, the whole syllabus, as well as something a little bit more exciting, something a little bit more creative, something a little bit more inspiring. So, where should we go from here? Oh, that's the point, yeah. Sorry, I didn't introduce Joey properly. Joey's probably, I don't know if you guys travel around. We're very fortunate. Adam lets us travel all over the UK. We have a few jobs in Europe, which is wicked. And we get to work with so many renowned barbers or renowned men's hairdressers and up-and-coming hairdressers. And I've got to say, I'm not sure, you guys have got to agree with me, I'm very fortunate to work with probably one of the best men's hairdressers. What's the right word here? What's the right word I'm looking for? Attire. Every single outfit Joey wears screams, what's the right word, Joe?
I don't know, man, it's just me. I'm a colourful guy.
So yeah, he's got, you have to check the website anyway, but yeah, we're inundated with different outfits and different collections, and actually something we're going to be working on is Joe, outside of hairdressing and cutting hair, fashion is at the forefront of Joey's own personal life, and image is everything to him, and we're going to create a little collection soon. Just because something's so intimate and something very in-house for us, we're going to be using a lot of Joey's own personal clothes. Machino's something very, very close to Joey's heart. So we've got a collection that's going to be coming out soon. Keep your eyes out. Anyone who's interested in Machino and a lot of these sort of wavy garms, should we say, keep your eyes peeled, because we've got something really, really cool coming to hit you guys very soon.
Also,
so, Gemma.
Go on.
Sorry, I got caught up talking to Angie there because we can see her on the screen. Yeah, I kind of briefly spoke earlier about working in a barbershop in Glasgow called Rebel. I've been there for about 8 years, and I'm lucky enough to just be at a point where I'm becoming a partner in it. But I started out in London as a hairdresser before, and I think going into barbering from hairdressing originally is giving me an edge. My training was really intense. So it means that really when I'm in the barbershop, anything that comes in, I will not turn it down, right? From doing dreadlocks, braids, all the way through to doing fades. And I love it. Honestly, I absolutely love every little challenge that I get.
So Gemma, you always like to do something kind of unexpected when we unleash you on stage. Gem, can I ask a quick question in front of the audience? Because what we're looking at today probably isn't something that we might see in a lot of men's hair salons or barbershops. So do you mind answering the question, whereabouts do you get your inspiration from?
Social media, really. Yeah, social media these days. Literally, my wife has a go at me nearly every single night. When I get home, I'm sitting on my social media watching other hairdressers or barbers work so that I can get inspiration, and she's always like, Gemma, honestly, you finished work? And I'm like, yeah, but now it's my hobby. This is where I'm learning. So that what I learn on there, I take back in. So any excuse I get, when somebody sits in my chair and they give me free rein, I'm like, let's go, and just see what happens. Create, work with movement, and create. I love to create.
So it's any excuse to not, oh, bless your heart. I heard the plug. So just quickly recap, Gem, that was any excuse to not have to talk to your wife. Is that what you were getting at? That is what
I didn't say that. The camera is not shooting right now.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, as I say, I've got Gemma Willock-Smith, Joey Power. We're representing the Men's Hairdressing Federation today at the fellowship stage. Gemma just dropped a little plug. I heard her just say 88. Joey, do you mind talking to the audience and elaborating on where Gem was just going with that for us?
Yeah, of course. So I just want to big up Barber first of all, you know. I've left Barber. They gave me a great head start in my career. And Johnny Barber, bless him, he mentored me a lot. But now is the time for a new beginning, my brother. And me and Joe Sloan, we've teamed up. We've created something special for you guys, and it goes by the name of 88. Now, while I continue with this, carry it on, my man.
So, thank you, Joey. Right, so myself, I've been cutting hair for several years now, or quite a long time, about 15 years now. Several years ago, Adam and myself started the Men's Hairdressing Federation, and it was a great excuse for us to develop an art team and for me not to have to cut hair on stage anymore. I don't know if any of you guys sitting out here today are familiar with this, but even though these guys are taking it in their stride, believe you me, you need a pair of balls to be doing this. Because you never know what everyone's thinking when they're sitting there. So, yeah, several years down the line, or actually 2 years ago, so 5 years down the line, I was introduced to this young man who's actually 3 days older than me, ironically. And we'll get on to that.
My younger brother.
And yeah, I was introduced to Joey. We've been working together on stage now for 2 years, and we kind of just gelled, and our heads and visions were in the same place. So we had a discussion about a year ago, and we was always joking about, oh, we'll have to start a shop together. Anyway, the time is now, and we'll be launching, when do you reckon, Joe? Probably mid-March. It was meant to be beginning of February, but you cannot rush perfection, and I'm not joking that to sound cringy or cliche or whatever you want to say. If you are on social media, please check out, it's at, on your Instagram, it's at 88 Love to Create. It really is an innovating new barber shop, but it's kind of not your run-of-the-mill stuff. So please, guys, if you're looking for inspiration, or if you dare to be different, then please follow what it is we're trying to create here today, because it is very, very special. Also, just another little recap there. I said Joey's 3 days older than me. It was Joey's 30th birthday last week.
It was yours as well.
And it was mine as well, yeah. So I'm actually 3 days younger than Joey, although Joey does look a couple of years older than me. Yeah, you don't look it, mate. Yeah, so that's where 88 came from. It's the year we was actually born. We get lots of messages on our social media all the time, individually. Yeah, we get lots of inquiries and people wanting to get on board either with the Men's Hairdressing Federation, because to us at the MH Fed, it stands for opportunities, probably a great word. Would you agree, guys?
100%. Without the MH Fed, I wouldn't be where my career is now. 100% opportunity. And I remember I was at Salon International about 3 years ago when I first started cutting hair. And I was watching you guys on stage and I was like, one day if I work hard enough, perhaps I'll be up there with them. 3 years later, with a lot of hard graft, here I am. And I couldn't be prouder. Such an honour to be part of such a prestigious team.
So thank you,
I
Joey.
totally agree. Last year at the Best of British, I seen a couple of the boys up on stage and I was standing there just absolutely in awe. And I actually remember saying to Josh, that looks sick, and he like jumped off the stage. He was like, thanks for that. Like, honestly, it's an absolute honour to be up here with you guys.
That's unlike Josh, because he's not normally a man of little words. He's normally got a lot to say. So guys, as I say, at the minute we're currently producing online education. We're working collaboratively with a lot of UK artists throughout, from hairdressers to men's hairdressers to predominantly barbers. So if you're looking for an array of education and inspiration, then please check out www.mhfed.com and click. I'm not actually a member, as bad as this is, but if you click on, I think it's the membership, you can either have a free membership or a paid membership, and you'll be able to stay up to date with what it is we're trying to create, what it is we're trying to produce, and what it is we're trying to share throughout the whole industry at the minute. As I say, the Men's Hairdressing Federation's ethos was, when we started out in what was it? I don't know, 7 years ago. My maths is horrendous, but I can cut hair nice, so that's okay. But yeah, we kind of, our whole ethos was to leave the industry in a better place than where we found it, certainly for men's hairdressing. So guys, we're just going to kind of wrap up, I believe, now. We don't get too much longer on this stage. So Gemma, do you mind just telling the audience exactly what it is you've created now, please?
So I've kind of done a wee offset mohawk. Angie usually wears her hair textured right through the middle, and today I just wanted to play about with it. And actually the lip here at the front, we usually wear the opposite side, but I decided to kind of mix it up a little bit. So really, yeah, it's just a high fade, wee bit of clipper detail here on the side, and a wee offset high mohawk.
So right, if we can just stand our model up. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Gemma Willock-Smith. Now I'm going to pass you over to Joey Power. Joey, do you mind just talking through, please, what it is you've created here today?
Yeah, so I've gone with a very, very square pompadour with a little pattern at the back, but it's, the squareness shape, it allows me to bring in that classic DA. And that's what we're just working on now. Give me uno momento. And boom, we are done. Thank you very much, people. It's been a pleasure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Gemma Willock-Smith, Joey Power with the Men's Hairdressing Federation.
Anyway.
Thank you so much, fellowship.
I haven't done a live lounge before.
Thank you.
Lovely, you can go. Go on, you're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Feds, wicked work. Really, really.
Hodges, and I am live from Manchester with the Fellowship Live Lounge. I have two very important guests with me right now. Do you want to introduce yourselves, guys?
Hi, I'm Thomas Hills, owner of TH1. I'd like to pass you over now to...
And me, I can introduce myself. I'm Stephen Smart. I own a salon called Smarter 73 and member of the Fellowship.
Amazing.
And yeah, just been on stage as Thomas has for the Fellowship. So
fantastic.
Just come on.
So I've literally just got here. So tell me a little bit about what you've just done on stage for us.
I'll let Stephen go first because he was first on.
All right, that's very good of you, gracious of you. I feel like I'm getting sucked up into...
You are under the hood with the Fellowship
My hair
today.
was flat earlier. So yeah, I've just come back. I've just come off stage. I was on first, opened it up. Darren Messias comparing with me, and I was just showing a different look for me. Really, I tend to get booked a lot for the Fellowship to do long hair, as you know. I think we've done some stuff before.
We have,
So I actually did some short haircut today with loads of glitter in it, and it was quite out there.
Yeah, I've seen it. Looked amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks
Love
very
a bit of
much.
glitter.
Yeah.
I'm all about a bit of sparkle.
We all like a bit of glitter.
Yeah.
So I was just sort of working with a really, really strong haircut and then seeing how I could change it up just to make it a bit jazzier. We've been looking at a fashion week with Galliano and stuff like that, and there was a lot of glitter with Pat McGrath and Eugene Solomon, so I just thought, I'll have a bit of a play.
Yeah.
So we had good fun, and then I did a big curly, marbly effect, sort of, curl, big afro-y sort of thing, and it just the two look great as a contrast. So yeah, it went well. Went
Stunning.
really well.
I'm so pleased.
And then I watched Thomas after that. Go on.
And how did you feel it went? I think it looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, I thought it looked great.
Yeah.
I thought the haircut was lovely. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Being hairdressers, we do drink early in the morning.
I love it. Sunday morning.
Yeah,
We've got bubbles
Sunday
already.
morning. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
5 o'clock somewhere.
What we did on stage was obviously following a master like Stephen.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic. I brought on my creative team. I have a session team and a creative team. We do a lot of London
Amazing,
Fashion
that's
Week,
really
so it's
cool.
fantastic. So that works really well. I bring lots of other people into my team because obviously you need mass amount of people.
Yeah.
And it's given some young people, especially for the fellowship, some fantastic opportunities. On stage today, we started doing towards my new collection, which is called Taboo Tattoo. So all my models are tattooed. It's some up into the head, some just on their body, but it gives a little bit of an edge. You know, tattooing is fantastic at the moment. Everyone loves it, and we thought we'd incorporate it within our hairstyles. So that is my new collection, Taboo Tattoo, and it went fantastic on stage today.
You're giving away your secrets.
One of my secrets.
Okay.
I never give away
All right.
all my secrets.
Okay.
Got to keep some things to
Gotta
yourself.
keep some things back.
But I think that's what's
Little bit of
lovely
mystery.
about our
We
fellowship.
love a little bit of mystery,
Yeah,
don't we? You know?
but I think that's what's lovely about the fellowship is that it is all about sharing and kind of being open with each other about what we love and inspiring others and just our passion, isn't it?
Yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody last night, and they asked me that. They said it's when you look at the industry and you look at the fellowship particularly, it's a very giving organisation and giving industry. We're quite happy to share our knowledge and interests and creativity, and they sort of they said, well, why'd you give away so much? And I said, well, I don't see it as giving away because it's just for me, if I'm talking about it and I'm working with Thomas with Revlon, when we've worked together on Fashion Week and things like that, when you're discussing it and talking with it and saying, oh, I do this or I do that, I find that it inspires me to think more deeply about it, and it makes me more creative.
Yeah.
If I just hold everything back to myself,
Well, I think everyone feels that this industry can be a little bit scary, but actually we all know how friendly this industry is,
Yeah,
don't we?
exactly.
We're all friends, we all meet up, hugs, kisses, and it's lovely. Everyone knows each other.
Lovies.
I actually thought Stephen was only talking to me last night, so I'm a little bit upset that he was talking to somebody else.
He's got other friends. Oh no!
I'm a little bit devastated
I'll keep
now.
it quiet.
He'll keep that quiet. But no, it's lovely. We're all in the bars the night before, talking to each other and sharing experiences, and that's what hair is about. And I think Steve and I, we actually do work a lot together now, don't we?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
most shows we're back to back, standing there in a tight enclosed space.
Yeah, we've normally got loads of space, and
loads of space, but we're next to
and
each
you're the
other.
one squished together.
Joined at the hip.
Yeah, I know, and it's lovely, and it's nice when you find people in the industry that's as passionate as you are, but we also have so much fun when we're working, and the fellowship has just given us all this phenomenal stage. And I said on stage today, anyone who isn't a member, try and be part of it, because you never know where this organisation can take your career. It's all taken our career a lot further, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to interrupt there, Thomas, but I'm just in terms of yourself, actually.
Yeah, well, you remember, because I met you, I was like nobody really, nobody knew who I was. Yeah.
Wasn't it? And I think you caused a few. You were messing about with the chairs, and I know
probably
something happened. I think she was causing trouble.
I remember on
So
my
she
fame
stood out
team,
straight away.
I walked away with the microphone at one point and I got told off for that. Now if they've given me a massive one,
I mean, your career has gone through the roof.
Now
hasn't
we've
it,
all got
actually?
huge.
Your career's gone through the roof, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Because,
thanks to the
thanks to
fellowship.
the fellowship, a lot of the fellowship. So, yeah, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, so we've got you under the hood. So I'm going to give you
Yes,
some
literally.
quick fire questions.
Thomas ain't got any hair left, he's
we're going
burning
to
it off.
start with finish this sentence.
Oh, God.
Young, ambitious hairdressers today need to what?
Be devoted and dedicated and enjoy their craft.
Like that.
Join the
Nice.
fellowship.
Join the fellowship. I like that too. Very good answers.
Boom.
Okay,
Boom.
I'll never tire of.
Stephen.
Thomas.
Is this just because they're next to each
This is like
other?
Mr. and Mrs.
No, I'll never tire of this industry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Of the industry and learning. It's a great industry. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Cool, so one last one before we swap into our next guests. What skills should stylists learn that isn't hair related?
Customer service. I think customer service in this industry and in any industry will get you far in life. And I think if you have fantastic customer service and you also know that we are we are there to work. We are there to look after and serve people. And I think when you get over that, you will fly. You know, I like looking after people. I enjoy being serving the public in our job.
Amazing.
And I think customer service is a fantastic
You're like
way
Gandhi.
Well,
You're like Gandhi.
Because I've got the same haircut.
Are you going to give us a naughty answer after his really good answer?
No.
No?
Should I? Yeah. No, I probably shouldn't. It's live.
It's live, yeah. We've got to be good.
I would actually kind of really looking at what Thomas said. It's communication, and whether that's actually speaking to people or listening to them, it's just really important. Whether it's with your team, whether it's with your clients, whether it's with your interviewer, communicate, and just and that way you just gain so much more experience and knowledge, and it helps you
actually to grow. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, you can go for it, so.
Fab. Thank you so much, guys.
Right.
It's been brilliant. Thank you for my bubbles.
You're very welcome. Enjoy.
So we are now going to be moving on to Joe and Joey. So if we're going to swap out with you
Joe
guys.
and Joey.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you guys.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks, Ashley.
So I am going to be asking my new guests to come on forward. Come and take a seat under the hood.
Can't believe
You're
you walked
taking
in
your
front of
bubbles.
the screen. Yeah, I'm taking.
You're taking the bubbles. Come and take a seat. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Hi.
Get comfy. The mics are huge. You have to stick them right by your mouth.
Nice.
Hello.
You'll get under the hood.
How are you, my love?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
So you've just come off stage.
Yep.
How did it all go?
Short, quick.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
So, for those that didn't see or haven't seen it yet, do you want to introduce yourselves and just say about what you've just done?
Go on, Joe. You start.
Okay, so my name's Joey Power. I'm a member of the MH Fed Artistic Team, the Feds, and I am co-owner of 88 Love to Create. That's where I am.
And I'm the other co-owner of 88 Love to Create. Great lead. So my name's Joe Sloan. Today we're representing the Men's Hairdressing Federation Artistic Team under Adam Sloan. We come up to Manchester. Let's start off saying that. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh my God.
Let's start this properly. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. We were in Essex, Joey's in Kent. Picked up some models, went over to pick you up.
Ironed some clothes.
Didn't wake the kids up though, did you?
No,
Missus, no, it was all right. And straight to Manchester,
Amazing. So
for
did you guys
15
drive
minutes on the
up?
fellowship.
Yeah, 4-hour drive.
4-hour drive.
It was a good drive. It was a nice drive, to be honest, this morning.
So obviously the fellowship mean a lot to you for you to go through all this effort to get
we've been
up
working
here.
with the fellowship for years now, for about 4 years, I think. Yeah, about 4 years now.
Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. God, I think you guys were up so much earlier than me. I was up at 6 this morning to get here for this today, and I felt like that on a Sunday was intense enough, but 3 o'clock, bless you.
That's dedication.
That is dedication.
Do you know what? I won't lie. I actually had to sleep in the drive. I weren't driving, just
Were
so
you
know.
not? Okay.
Don't sleep and drive, all right?
Don't sleep and drive.
Good. It's not healthy. No, I had a little sleep on the way. No, it was really good though. Really good. Nice and busy. Lots of energy. Lots of beautiful people here.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. I got Mr. Flamboyant with me. How good does he look? Come on.
Oh, I know. I'm
They got that
loving
on
your
camera.
t-shirt.
Have you got him on camera?
It's
You
amazing.
just see how good he looks.
So we've got a very vintage set, and I feel like you're just popping out of it at the moment. It's really good.
Sunshine wherever I go.
I love it. So barbering at the moment is such a huge thing, and it's really important. And I love that you guys are like part of the fellowship and kind of bringing that with you. So for you, what do you think? Why do you think it's growing so much? What do you think? Why is everyone loving the whole barbering scene?
Joey, I'll let you answer this, my darling.
Okay, personally, I think it's become attractive, you know. It isn't about going down your local barber shop on a Saturday morning, joining a queue, and you spend half the morning there to get a £10 haircut.
Yeah.
You know, barbers are stepping up, and the prices are coming up. Shops are more beautiful. Appointment-based shops are happening now, and I just think we've mirrored a little bit of what the hairdressing's doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've upped our game, and barbering's back stronger. And it's a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about going down your local barber shop, you know, father and son haircuts for 15 quid. It's not about it. It's about having an experience like what women get in a salon.
Yeah.
You know, I think
that's
great for the barbering industry because it's boosting it up to where I think personally it should be.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, barbers are now becoming more icons and role models as referred to the guy who you go and see for a haircut. Down to the simple fact that they're inspiring people everywhere. Clients want to become barbers. Clients want to become models. Of course, we're obviously they're cheaper getting clients as models than getting models. But yeah, I think it's just now it's where it needs to be. And if it isn't there yet, believe you me, we're not that far away from opening the door that where it needs to be. And if we're not the people who do change the industry and get it to where it needs to be, then we'll definitely spark the brain that does get it where it needs to be.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, I love it. Well, it definitely is going to get to wherever you're visualising it with passionate people like you guys. And I love that you're really dedicated and part of the fellowship. You've obviously travelled so far, so I hope you've got more exciting things on for today as well.
Yeah, and tomorrow. Yeah, we've got
and
loads.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for being
Bless
part of our
you. Thank you
life.
so much, my love.
you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, how we doing?
How we doing?
Hello everyone.
Now then, hear me all right?
We're on.
So if anyone can't hear me, I'm going to project my voice as much as possible, but just give us a wave. If anyone wants to ask questions, let me know. So my name is Matthew Sutcliffe. I'm absolutely privileged to be working with Babyliss Pro today on the fellowship stage. I haven't worked with the fellowship since I was in the Fame team like 4 years ago, so it's really exciting to be back, to be honest, and you know, be presenting in front of you guys. We've got Sarah, who's from Boutique Atelier in Chester. We're going to be demonstrating some looks that we've learned from like the catwalks and how we've sort of worked with these looks to make them a little bit more commercial and how we can work with them in the salon. Obviously using the right tools, the Babyliss tools, and showing you how to get more out of them if you like as well. So I've been using the new wand. It's absolutely amazing, which is the 10mm wand. It's literally like that thin, and it gives you these really really tight corkscrew curls. If you're wanting to do something slightly different in the salon and make a big impact, this is absolutely amazing for that as well. Gives it a really nice floaty summer feel, and with the tongue being so hot, it manages to keep the curl throughout as well. So they go up to about 210 degrees. We've been working with like 180 degrees to keep this tight curl in here, and it should pretty much last all day now, so which is awesome. Right, Sarah, over to you.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Sarah from the Boutique Atelier in Cheshire. So I'm just going to talk you through what I'm doing today. So we've prepped this backstage using the 16mm Babyliss tongue. These are the new sizes. We've got 3 new sizes. So there's 10mm, 13mm and 16mm. The reason I've chose to use this tongue in particular is because I like a nice tight curl, so when I'm putting the hair up in a minute, it gives me lots of flexibility. I can really get in there, pull it, get a brush in there if I need to, and I can be sure that this is not going to come out. So we've just really took time backstage, just prepping this with lots of product, mousse, and gone in there and we've root tonged it all. I think in our salon in particular, we do lots and lots and lots of hair ups. And one of the first things that I was taught when I started there was that the preparation is really the key. So we have a 45-minute appointment for hair up. In that time, we wash the hair. We prep it with lots of product. The reason we do that is because we find clients maybe with finer hair, especially weddings, they don't like to leave the hair to the next day because they feel like it feels dirty. So, you know, if you're using the right tools and products, you really can get the right texture you need to work with. So we spend half an hour washing the hair, prepping it, going in with tongs, putting all our movement in there, and then we just spend 15 minutes then putting the hair up. So the message really is you know, if you've got the right tools and products, it makes your life very easy, and you can do a hair up in literally 5 minutes, which is what I'm going to demonstrate for you today.
So we were talking backstage just before you guys came on, and there was something quite interesting you were saying about session to salon, which is what you guys are kind of working with at the moment. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah. So what we do, what the message is really it's session to salon. So how we can bring stuff that we learn backstage at Fashion Week. And shoot tips and tricks that we've picked up and how we can then translate them through to salon-friendly hair. So one of the techniques that I'm going to be using today, one of the hair ups using some hat elastic, is what we use a lot backstage. And it's about making hair up more fun, more interesting, but quick and easy to do. That's really what it's about. You know, being able to do these hair ups really quickly and easily in the salon. So by taking the little tips and tricks that we've learnt backstage, it allows us to do that.
I think the key message is obviously the session to salon. We wanted to really demonstrate how we can use our tools that we use backstage at like places like London Fashion Week to create styles that are worthy of working in the salon with as well. So it wasn't a case of we didn't want to turn up and start doing something that it can only be used at London Fashion Week. We're taking elements of what we say at London Fashion Week, and we're using the tools that we use at London Fashion Week to create a workable, wearable style. So what I've been doing here with the 10mm wand, just been backcombing the root slightly. So backcombing the root will just allow us to get a little bit more volume in there as well. So what we do is holding the ends as tight as we can, because we don't want to lose that depth through the ends. Holding the ends as tight as possible, backcombing the root slightly and just holding the wand into the root like so will allow us to get that little bit of volume in there, and then obviously just wrapping it all the way through the ends to create the curl like so. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be brushing it all out. I'm just going to use like an afro comb as well, and what I've done with the afro comb, I've just snapped a few of the teeth off it so it doesn't let me rake it out too much, because I really like the definition in the curl, but I need to break it up a little bit to make it look a bit more natural looking. I'll explain more in a minute.
So Matthew, what products have you used before you started tonging the hair? Did you prep the hair with anything in particular?
Yeah, we always use like prepping products like Plee or like a mousse or something like that, but in this case we used a Plee, and it just creates a little bit of hold and a bit of substance on the hair. But at the same time, it will also protect the hair as well, which is obviously really important when you're using heat tools. And what we talk about the heat tool as well, like whenever I've used a product like this, you always find when you're wrapping it around, you're wrapping the hair around it, you always lose the curl towards the end because the heat doesn't penetrate all the way through. But in this case, the heat does. So you can really get, like for instance, if you get all the way to the end like this, and you've just got a little bit of hair left, you can guarantee you're going to get the strength of the curl all the way through the tong. And I think that's so important when you're using tools like this, because what you don't want to find is you've got a really, really strong curl in the middle and the ends have dropped out in a few days, few hours or whatever. So you can guarantee you're going to get that curl, like consistent curl all the way through.
So what I'm doing now is, this is something that we use at Fashion Week all the time, is hat elastic.
Drop that.
So we've gone through and we've prepped the hair with the 16mm Babyliss tongue. just to recap, the reason why I've chose this tongue is because it allows me lots of flexibility, puts me a really good, strong foundation in there. So I've really got lots of hair to play with, and I can be sure that it's not just going to pull out. Now, I've not brushed this out at all. We find in the salon now that we're doing lots, clients want the hair ups to look undone, almost like they've done it themselves at home. So I'm not going to be too precise, taking precise partings and sections, otherwise that's how you sort of lose that feel. So this hair up is just going to consist of 2 pieces of elastic and a couple of pins. So the thing here really is when you do Fashion Week, is even if you see these hairstyles that look really airy and dreamy, they've got a really strong foundation in there, and that we're going to be sure that that hair is not going to move. So that's what we're doing here. So we've just literally took a section of hair from this side to the bottom and secured it with elastic, and I'm going to do the same on this side. So we're just using hat elastic, which you can pick up from Hobbycraft or any sort of craft store. Again, this is going to give us a lot of strength and a really firm foundation. And we're just wrapping it round twice, pulling it up, and we're going to double tie it in a double knot. And this is going to give us the strong foundation we need. So this is going to be perfect for any hair ups in the salon, where proms, weddings, bridal, bridesmaids, wedding, races, sort of any occasion, any age, this is going to suit. So I'm just going to cut these pieces of elastic now.
So while you guys are doing that, Matthew, you mentioned earlier as well, and again backstage, that you were part of the Fame team 4 or 5 years ago.
We think it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. We couldn't
establish the year, could we?
Time flies when you're having fun. It really is great fun. Anybody who's thinking about going for the Fame team, you've got to go for it. It's so much fun. And like I say, I can't remember how long it's been really, but great times. I know Sarah went through last year as well.
You had?
Well, Joe will remember we went we went on a cruise. That was good fun, and we went around the Med on a cruise.
Does this work?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And we did a show on a cruise ship. And that was awesome actually. Great fun. And also just that bonding, and I think one of the most important things that I got out of it is just working with different people. I think sometimes that when you're in a salon, you're working with the same people, which is brilliant. But if you want to broaden your imagination and work with different people, the Fame team is a really good thing for that. Same with Club Star as well. It's awesome. Just to get them contacts. I think from there I started doing like London Fashion Week. Do more shoots. There might be a case I might not have been here today as well. From off the back of being in the Fame team. So just getting that network and that knowledge is everything really. They say knowledge is king.
And Sarah, you were on the Club Star as well back in 2016. What were your experiences like?
Same as Matt really. It was before I'd been on Club Star Art Team. I'd never presented on stage. I'd never done anything like this. I'd only just assisted. So sort of off the back of that, it sort of really gave me the confidence and to be able to get up on stage and do things like that. And that's led to me working with Babyliss and a lot of other opportunities that I've had since then, assisting opportunities at Fashion Week. I think one of the main things is it just gives you the confidence as well. And not only that, you get lots of every month you do sort of a different mentoring day, so you're learning. You learn so much: cutting, colouring, hair ups. It really is. It's a great opportunity.
Sarah, can I borrow your hairdryer?
Yeah, of course.
All right. We always share things at Babyliss.
So you guys mentioned Fashion Week as well. So have you got any tips for 2018 as far as future trends are concerned?
For me, it's obviously working with spring summer today. It's following what Sarah was saying. We're making the hair dreamy, and we're using the right tools to create a dreamy hair, basically. So we're managing to create this soft hair that looks like it moves and it has like a wonder to it. But it's all about the prep work and using the right products in order to create this, basically. So for me, soft hair, this sort of hair, these sort of hair. It's all about making things look effortless, if you like. So what I like to do sometimes, just put a little bit of hairspray in here like this, and then we just open it up a little bit more. So we're doing a shoot or something really good for like this, and you're just building the product up into the hair. like so.
I think one of the key messages, Sarah, you were saying earlier, the thing with the hair that you've created today, although it is quite, as you say, airy and dreamy, and it looks like it took no effort, in actual fact, the prep takes a long time to create this look, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
that's the key.
That's what it's all about, really. It's using the right products and the right tools to make your life easier. Like you can just see, I put this hair up. It's taken me a bit longer because we've been talking it through, but you can do it in literally 5 minutes. And even though it looks very undone and loose and airy, it's got a really strong foundation in there. So all we've used here is 2 pieces of elastic and about 6 pins just to prepare, just to secure that all in. But this is a really quick and easy look. I mean, if you're a salon that do a lot of hair ups like us, to be able to do this in 5 minutes is amazing. So yeah, so this is just taking tips that we've picked up at Fashion Week and using them, translating them through, using our 16mm tongue, which is a small tongue, and even though it does give a really tight curl, by the time you've dressed it all out and you've actually put the hair up, you end up with quite a nice sort of relaxed feel. So all we did here was 2 pieces of elastic in the bottom, just to recap, wrapped them round, and it's created this lovely sort of curled chignon, which again is great for any sort of age. We've not used any brushes, anything like that, all hands.
And that isn't coming out either, is it? That'll stay like that. It looks effortless. It'll stay in. Obviously, it's down to the tools and the finishing touches as well. So knowledge is king again. So this is my presentation model. I haven't quite finished it yet. I'm going to finish it now. But just talking about what we were saying earlier on about what's key trends at the moment. You've seen a lot of different eras, and we're still seeing this 70s era, still seeing a 60s era, but what makes it look modern? And for me, it's about making something look a little bit more irregular and a bit ugly. So giving it a slightly different twist to it, which makes it feel like it's a bit more modern. So in this sense here, so I've done a normal standard sort of root tongue with a 30mm tongue, backcombed it like I did on Mari's hair, and set the roots to give it a little bit of volume around here, and then just wrap the rest of the hair through so we get this really nice curl through the ends. And just to make it feel like a little bit more modern, it looks pretty modern now, we just bunch the back up a little bit more and just make it feel like it's got a slightly different feel to it. So like I say, all this has been backcombed through the crown and then just set with a tongue. It starts to feel like a little bit more sort of irregular, a little bit less 70s and a bit more modern if you like. But you feel like guts in there. It literally, you're just relying on that product and that prep to just let it do its job, really.
Sorry, Matt, go on.
No, I'm saying just scrunching it through and then setting the hair like so.
So my presentation model was inspired by the Vivienne Westwood show, Summer Spring 18. So again, we're still seeing lots of plaits and braids. So we've just brought the braids forward onto the face. This is a technique I like to use a lot in the salon as well. Just pull it out a bit, just again gives it a bit more of an undone sort of feel, but we have braided those quite tight in there, so again we can be sure that's not going to move. We've gone in with the 26mm, the titanium tongue, to give it this lovely sort of waved finish. Again, if the prep's there, you don't have to worry about, I can get my brush through that and it's not going to come out. Just gives it this lovely bouncy, shiny finish.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think one of the other messages we wanted to get across today as well is the difference between Babyliss on the high street and Babyliss Professional. Something that I get asked all the time when I'm saying I'm working for Babyliss. And they are engineered completely differently. So the Babyliss Professional brand is made by hairdressers for hairdressers. So they are designed for intensive use, in session world and in the salon. Like I said, the technology is different, so we get a much nicer finish. So yeah.
Gorgeous, lovely. You guys about there?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Thanks so much for coming to watch us, guys.
Thank you very much.
We're going to be working on the Babyliss Pro stage throughout the afternoon, so if anybody wants to come over and see a little bit more of our work, it'd be much appreciated.
Or if you've got any questions, we'll be over there as well, so we can answer them for you, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Well done, guys. Thanks, Matt and Sarah from Babyliss Pro. Thank you very much, guys. So big round of applause. Thank you very much. Before we bring the... Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Stevens, he doesn't really need any introduction after that show reel.
Thank you very much.
It's really important to point out that this is our current Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year, so you're in for a real treat.
Woo! Come on, lovely. Oh, you're going to sit there. Fine. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Oh, come on. Right. So firstly, thank you all for watching. My name's Jamie Stevens, for those of you that don't know me. This is my artistic director in my Kensington salon, Jonathan. I'm one of the main global ambassadors for Matrix, and Jonathan is now an artistic director. Well done, Jonathan, recently, so let's give him a big round of applause.
Thank you very much.
So firstly, I would just like to say it's a massive honour. It was a complete shock and surprise to me, but I was crowned Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year at the luncheon in December. So it's a huge honour for me to be on this stage today. What are you going to see from me and Jonathan? So we've literally just come from another stage. So we brought 2 models which have already been redone. And we're just going to try and show you slightly more avant-garde kind of styles with some little tips and tricks. So I'm going to pass over to Jonathan. And I'm going to crack on.
Hi guys, great to be here. Thank you for sticking around.
Right.
So like Jamie said, you know, we've just came from one of the other stands, and what we actually decided we were going to do was trying to see how we could push it, because I think sometimes, you know, coming out and doing one look all the way through can be a bit boring. So what we wanted to do is actually come out and just really have a play. More of like a kind of photo shoot session background in terms of just developing and pushing the looks and seeing how many we can get out. This is my lovely model here who I have crimped. I don't know if you can tell, but obviously this is just amazing texture. It's so much fun to work with and so versatile. So what I'm actually going to do is actually just show off a couple of little tips and tricks to get a cool little look out of this, and then we'll do a little updo, we'll do a ponytail, we'll do whatever it is, and how long it takes Jamie to do that. Sound good? Good.
So this is how I cut hair in the salon. Not really. So there's going to be a little bit of a method in my madness. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Just going to go round really quickly. So this is something that I came up with on a shoot actually by mistake. Because one thing that we love doing is always like pushing boundaries and trying to come up with new sort of an exciting different techniques. Even though sort of avant-garde is not necessarily something that we're all really known for at Jamie Stevens, because we're more sort of commercial, beautiful, soft, wearable, love aggressive haircuts. but also love sort of pushing ourselves and challenging ourselves in the salon. Being the main global ambassador for Matrix, I'm very fortunate. I never say lucky, because the harder we work, the luckier we get, right? Yes, Jamie? Yes. So I do lots of shows, shoots, education throughout the UK and all over the world on a global scale. And generally when we do shows, we always try and break it down into 3 sections. So we'll generally do some haircuts, and then we do a bit of sort of styling, and in the last section we'll always try and do a bit of avant-garde, or at Matrix we're not allowed to say avant-garde, we say editorial pushed. Okay? Keeps the big boss happy. Right, so last one. Very, very random with this. Jonathan?
It's the straightest line I've ever seen you cut, Joe.
This is one of your straight lines, this is.
It's one of my fringes. So basically, kind of just quickly, while she's obviously got this amazing texture in her hair, I'm just going through with a conical wand just to define a few of those bits, add a bit of that shape and just expose it a little bit more. And then you can kind of see a great thing with this is to kind of push it a bit more.
Right, sorry guys, I'm just going to butt in. So, this is a normal weft, okay? And just by going round and chopping it really random, when you twist it super tight, can you see what kind of happens? So you just get loads of random sticky out sections, which I love texture and shape. And then when we do this, some will be tighter. Okay, we're just going to hold that one there. And then we're going to do the same here. So the tighter you twist, the more extravagant that sort of texture and movement is. The softer it is, the looser the texture. So just while I keep twisting these, I'll pass you back to Jonathan.
Thank you very much.
Did I cut you off then?
You did.
Sorry.
And I just stood here like a melon. Basically, like I just said, kind of, I'm going to do something and put it up a bit more, but just from like a photo shoot point of view, you know, texture like this is great. Just to add in a little bit of wind and you can sort of see how much that look can change quite quickly. There you go. That is one look done.
Wow, that was quick, Jonathan.
Do you know what? I'm just...
In and out.
I was about to say something that I'm not going to say there because that could have put me off in a bad light.
He's married to my sister, so I've got to be very careful what jokes and innuendos I make here.
Why have you got to be careful?
Because she's my sister. Right, so just the whole point of this is now, as we kind of go through, just really, really, really simple. I'm just going to start to just pin in these. Really, really simple. Just to create some really lovely shape, babe. You can just keep going in. Let's have that one.
Can you hold that, please?
Okay, so even when you put it together, I can also expand it. And then just randomly, just going to start to come in and build up a shape. Excuse my teeth. So what this is about is just showing you, sometimes I always think when you see these amazing like avant-garde editorial looks, you always look at them and think, how the hell sort of did they create this? But just sometimes it can actually be just the simplest of techniques, which people, you know, you would kind of look at this and think, oh my God, it's taken them for ages. But actually, this is just something very, very, very simple, very easy, and very cheap. Because the great thing is with this, is you actually don't have to use real hair. So you'll all sort of see you've got different weft companies, you can buy human hair, but actually with stuff like this, you can actually use synthetic hair, which is literally pennies. So when you want to do something very slightly more editorial avant-garde, you don't always have to use real hair. Jonathan.
So basically all I've done here, I'll show you, I'll spin this lovely lady round, you can see, is just took those two side sections, crossed them over, put a couple of grips in. So obviously got so much padding in here that I can really pin it in, and then we'll just spin you back round, and then no one's looking at the grips that I can't hide. And then all I'll do is just really, really roughly brush that over the top. And what this will do is kind of really work that play on dual texture that's been really popular. I mean, crimping's been massive on the catwalks at the minute. Crimping's been huge at Fashion Week. And also dual texture. So then all I will do is just get myself a nice little bit of hairspray.
Right, go over there.
And just really overspray those sides. That's really going to slick that back. And then I'll give you a little top tip. Bring out a bit of softness around here. Just makes it, again, a little bit more editorial. Find my nozzle, trusty nozzle. I have to guard these because Jamie takes them off in the salon and then he puts them somewhere that you never find them again. If you ever want to kind of really set something in place and really add structure, get a hairdryer, put it cold, low heat. I'm going to use some Style Fixer here, which is a really strong hold hairspray. I'll direct the airflow where I want it to sit and then just really spray it in, and you'll see that it won't really distort any of the actual hair that's sitting there, but what it does is just really sets that in place and keeps it flat and slick, which is what I want it to do.
Twist.
If that makes sense. Well, obviously it makes sense. Showing you.
So guys, I want to take this opportunity. For me, I always kind of feel like I'm coming home. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes, good. I'd never say that the fellowship made me, but it definitely was a massive part of my career being carved down. I was actually fortunate enough to be a part of the FAME team. Has everyone heard of the FAME team? It literally helped launch my career. Wow, it makes me feel really old, but I'm pretty certain it was back in 2006 I was in the FAME team. But it just gave me that platform to really sort of launch my career, to work with some of the biggest hairdressers in the industry, to really expand my skill set. And ultimately, I'm up here for Matrix, and over the last 6 to 9 years, I've kind of gradually built my way up just as a guest artist when I used to work for the lovely Errol Douglas, and then I opened my own salons, and then I've just gradually built my way up to be an artistic director, to now be one of the main sort of global ambassadors. So it's kind of an honor to sort of be here for Matrix, also on the fellowship stage, and as the fellowship hairdresser of the year. So it's like a little full circle. So very honored. Right, so you can just kind of see, so slightly, very avant-garde, very editorial, pushed. Just really simple. That is it's actually 1.5 packs of wefts, okay? And something, if I had more time, I always love to utilize like this hair, okay? So what I would actually be doing is I would be getting some of this hair and I'd actually be putting it in little tight hair bands. And then again, I would actually come in and I would just start to chop some of this. As you kind of go in, you can start to see, you start to pull some bits out. Maybe if that was a bit thinner. And then again, that's just a really cool way to actually go in and just start to build like different shape and texture, okay? So avant-garde doesn't always have to be like crazy and OTT. So now I've done that, I'm gonna literally take it all back out, because I like to make work for myself, you know. show it how it is.
So all I'm doing here is just actually using this one just to kind of really structure that top and make it look a bit more flat toppy. Again, to push it, kind of see through there as well. It just hides away in those pins, just puts a little bit of shape in the back. Are you doing another look, Jane?
I'm going to do one more, really, but like super quick, because I've got about 3 minutes. And this is just me pushing myself. I don't really know if I can do
anything else for this.
Yeah, you can.
I'll see if I can do something. We'll have a go.
Right, so guys, this is actually something that we sort of pre-made from one of my British Hairdresser of the Year shoots. So just super simple. Just going to go in, pin it through. And just create a different look. Just hold that one there for me, babe.
I wasn't going to do another look, but he gave me no choice. So.
Go. Be brave. Right. Let's... Oh, I forgot my other hair. That's right. So, hold this one. Right, and then all I'm going to start to do is just... pin this one. What are you doing there, Jonathan?
So, what I plan to do with this look is, you know, really progress where
stop.
we were going, and then Jamie kind of curveballed me. I've just taken the hair that was left down and twisted it into the middle, intricately using these 2-prong pins, placed it in here, and then, do you know what? It's just, crimped hair is just awesome. It is just so much fun. I mean, there is literally no limit with crimped hair. I genuinely hope that if you like this, this is the best one, and I've not ruined what was a good look before by pushing it too far. So hopefully they get better.
Black one.
But again, you know, you can really then push the shape of it. I'll just go back in.
Some pins.
I'm going to use this one just to really shape it. And the great thing about this is I don't have to worry about burning her head because she's literally got so much hair. I'd have to be here for about a fortnight to do it.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, this was just a really quick, not finished yet. Again, just kind of showing you, especially if you guys do a lot of shows and a lot of shoots, sometimes things like don't go right. And sometimes you need to kind of think on your feet. So we just wanted to do something quite sort of real to show you sometimes how we work under pressure to create different looks. Are you telling me to hurry up?
Exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly what we're doing. Right, so all we're going to do is just literally really simply build this back over the top, same kind of technique. Just get the other one, put it on top. So guys, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Matrix for giving us the opportunity, where's the others, of being up here on this stage, showcasing some of our work. Please stick around because you've got some incredible people that are going to be here for the rest of the day. And thank you so much to the Fellowship. It's been an honour. Thank you to Matrix. Thank you to Jonathan.
Thank you. To you.
So a bit crazy, but just different textures. Bit more avant-garde. One more, because I'm going to get in trouble. Just to kind of hide some of this. Pin that one on. And guys, if you do, we're actually going to be over on the stage over there. We've got loads of stuff tomorrow. Who's here tomorrow? Just you. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Hugs and cuddles. Right, guys, we're not going to actually do a little walk. I'm going to put that down there. But thank you very much Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Very, very much. One more pin there. There we go. Done. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie and Jonathan from Jamie Stevens. Thank you very much, guys. Nice one. Thank you very much. Talented team. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome onto stage Andrew Collinge.
Thanks, Darren. You're welcome. Am I on? Yeah, you're on. Okay. Hi, everyone. Yeah? Thank you very much. I just had to take Jamie's mic, so it's all been a bit rushed. That was great to see Jamie and his team. Jamie is one of those fantastic, aspiring... Can you hear me okay? You know, one of those brilliant, talented British hairdressers that's got so much energy. And this is what I feel is fantastic. Can everyone hear? Can you hear okay? I'm not sure. That's better. Maybe I'll go on a mic. Would it be better if I'm on a mic? Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, how's that? Is that all right? Okay, let's get started. We've got a lot. We've only got 15 minutes, so we'll talk a bit later. I'm going to introduce two very talented stylists from Andrew Collinge onto the stage in a minute. We have every year within our company we have a competition called the Creative Stylist Award, and I just want to just take you back and share something with you from something that happened about 2 weeks ago in our company. So let's see this presentation, please. Okay, well, I'd like to, without further ado, introduce the winner of the Creative Stylist 2018 and the winner of the Creative Stylist 2017, Carla Keating and Nicola Cunningham, and their models. So, are you all having a great time, by the way? This is a fantastic exhibition. I think it's got to say a big thank you to Nicola Shannon and the professional hairdressing team for coming here. So, you know, to have something that's not necessarily London-centric, that showcases all the best in British hairdressing is fantastic. So this is Nicola Cunningham, and this is Carla. So Carla, first of all, congratulations on winning the Creative Stylist Award. Thanks. Carla's just won an all expenses paid photo shoot at the Bedhead Studio with Alex Baron-Hoff and Anthony Muscolo. So it's a great prize, and your work will be featured, hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully. You never know, maybe in Professional Hairdressing magazine. Yeah. So this is your model from the day.
Yep, this is my model Amy. So I'm going to show you her hair now. So I've gone for quite a strong look with the cut, quite a sharp look, really. There we go. Okay, and because I had such a strong look with the haircut, I wanted to go for quite a global colour, really, keeping it just quite bright, quite clean blonde, just pretty much white, and the same, you know, with the clothes, just to match in and contrast with the clothes. Here we go. Here we go. Can everyone hear me now? Yeah, sorry. So I've gone for quite a nice clean blonde look, keeping it quite global, just to go and match in with the sharp haircut, basically. Just quite a strong, sharp look with the cut. So then keeping the the colour quite a global colour, but I just wanted to get a white, nice white, clean, all over colour basically.
Great. Well, obviously there is a limited amount of time. Hi, girls. There is a limited amount of time, but and you're going to see the look you just saw on it. It's not been cut since, has it? So I think you're going to just work on the fringe.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you how, just to give a little bit of a sharper fringe to work in with the rest of the haircut.
Great. So, Nicola. So now Nicola Cunningham, she's another member of the Andrew Collins team. Both Carla and Nicola trained through Andrew Collins training as apprentices. And so you're just prepping the hair. Nicola won the Creative Stylist Award last year and did a fantastic photo shoot which was featured in Creative Head magazine and magazines throughout the world. So how did you find that experience?
Amazing. It's nice. Obviously we do shoots with you all the time.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn that. Sorry.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so we do shoots with you all the time, but it's nice to have your own ideas put into picture and know everything that goes into it, from the model casting to the lighting and the stylist and everything. So yeah, it was lovely.
And what are you doing with the hair at the moment?
So we've prepped the hair backstage with some mousse and blow dry lotion just to give it a nice texture. I'm just going through with some dry shampoo at the minute, just to add that little bit more dryness to it.
And that looks a really good dry shampoo. Can you tell me who's it by?
Oh, it's you, actually.
Oh, it's by Andrew Collins. So yeah, so the products, I mean, I've been hairdressing myself for many years, and we've developed this range of products. So this is a dry shampoo. We use it when we're working with hair. Now, just before, because Nicola does this great thing, and the camera will pick it up, but just before she does that, Carla, do you want to explain where you're up to now?
Yeah, so I'm just about to cut the fringe. I've just hammered it down a little bit, just for time-wise as well. And then I'm just going to blow over it for you just to show, but just keeping it nice and flat. With the blow dry, there was no body or anything, just keeping it all quite flat and natural. And I'm just going to keep it just nice and sharp, just take it a little bit shorter, a little bit sharper.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll just see the first haircut. Don't know if the camera can get that just as we put it in. Okay. I think it's very brave to cut a page boy live in front of 500 people on dead straight hair. But as you can see, it's going to be just taking it above this. This is a really strong look. We want up these looks. We've just done a recent photographic collection, which we did with TG Copyright Color, which are the colors we use in our salons. And so this collection's going to be out soon, but this is give you an insight into that collection. Right, while you're cutting there. So, Nicola. Now watch this, everyone. This is, can the camera come close here so you can see what you're going to do? So Nicola, split the hair into two.
I'm just doing a big knot.
So just knotted it.
Twist the front round, and then I'm going to do another knot this side. This is all just to create height, and then I'm going to tease that out and make it like a nice editorial look for the finish.
So simple. This is a great thing when you're working on photo shoots. Models, you're working with top London models, then it's premium prices. You've got to make sure you get 2 or 3 looks out of a shoot. So doing something quick like this at the end of the day, this sort of very editorial top knot is a very easy thing to do. But the most important thing when working with long hair, as I'm sure with everything in hairdressing, is you've got to be really well prepared. You've got to make sure that the hair is in the perfect condition. Not so much condition, but in the perfect to work with it. Don't just get soft hair, put it up and then use lots of hairspray. The hair's got to have the texture in the first point, then it will behave itself. So you can just see this knot is, just turn that profile. The knot is sort of coming up nicely. And then what are you going to do now to the hair?
So I'm just teasing it out, we put that dry shampoo in just to give that kind of flyaway texture. So I'm going to tease that out, and then I'm just going to put a couple of hair ties in, and just exaggerate the shape.
So which ones are those? So they're just...
Just put that pin in to make sure it stands up tall.
It's looking great. Right, Nicola, just before Nicola puts the bands into the hair.
Okay. Okay, so what I've done there is just, so when I'm cutting this fringe, I've pulled it all kind of down and just followed the hair around, obviously, to work with the shape rather than just pulling it all forward. I've just worked with the bowl, especially because I'm not taking any of them sides shorter today, so I've just had to kind of be careful and just to blend it in as well. But it just shows you can just still give this kind of haircut a little fringe trim as well. If any of your clients have this kind of look, you can still do it without wrecking the rest of the shape. You can just kind of follow it down through the sides and still just blend it in, basically. Okay?
Okay, so you're going to... Now, both Nicola and Carla work in the salons. They both actually work in the same salon, which is the Castle Street Salon in Liverpool. You might not be aware, but Andrew Collins is a training provider as well. We train for about 110 salons throughout the Northwest, as far as fields as Preston and Manchester, down into Chester. You just carry on. And so tell us about this band. What are you putting on here now?
So I'm just working some bands through it just to get away from the just straight knotted look. It'll just make it look a bit more random, and this is what's going to give you a more editorial kind of finish to it.
Yeah, so they're just elastic bands, and they're just put into the hair as such. So I take it the hair's been undercut. Did you mention that before?
Just about to say that then as well, yeah. So the hair, just so you can get a really flat look as well and a sharp look without obviously any graduation. I've just undercut Amy's hair right through the sides.
Do you want to just go through here?
Okay, right through the sides and right the way through the back as well.
So this will make the hair. This will make the hair just swing.
Yeah, and just sit quite flat.
And you've taken the undercut to the occipital bone.
It's right up there.
Through that. And it just falls down. Okay, well, we're just coming to the end of our presentation. We will be here tomorrow doing a slightly longer show on the Pro Hair stand if you're here tomorrow. And this is... you ready? Now what? So what are you doing now, Nicola, to finish?
So just to literally finish off the editorialness, I'm just teasing some of the flyaways out of the side, and that'll just tie in with the texture through the top.
So I'll be around for a couple of hours. I'm actually... the colour, yeah, the colour. Can you explain the colour again?
Of course, yeah. So the colour, I've gone in with a pre-lightener, and then I've gone quite tonal with a little bit deeper at the root just to give it a little bit of an edge, and then just keeping it all quite a nice clean toner using TG colour as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it was toned. So I think we're... That looks great. Are we ready?
Okay, I'm just going to pop a little bit of product on now. I'm going to use some of our favourite products again, Andrew's products. A little bit of the Co by Andrew Collins Definer. Just a really small bit on your hands for this kind of look, just to smooth down the hair and just keep it. I just want to keep it as sleek as I can. And then I'm going to finish off with just a little bit of the Co by Andrew Collins hairspray as well.
This was the product that she was... So it's like a gel. It's like a gelified serum. It's not a wax, so it doesn't make the hair greasy.
Yeah, you can use it on quite a lot of hair. You can even use it on longer hair as a serum, or you can use it just to give a little bit of texture on a short haircut as well.
Okay. So one thing I haven't really said, and that is, first of all, thank Pro Hair Live, but I would like to thank the Fellowship. Are many of you Fellowship members here in the audience? Yes, we've got a few Fellowship members. Yes. Well, it is an organisation that you should think about joining or go to fellowship events. It's an event. It's been around for 50, 60 years. I think I'm right in thinking every British Hairdresser of the Year has been a member of the fellowship, and they share their knowledge. So you've seen. You're going to see many hairdressers here who do fantastic work for the fellowship. Some have come through what was called the Fame team. You've got Jamie, you've got Errol, you've got Zoe, you've got Antoinette Beenders, you've got Lisa Shepherd. I mean, the list goes on and on. Umberto Giannini. They all started through the fellowship training program. And the idea of the fellowship is we just get together and share our knowledge. So all these great hairdressers you're seeing on stage are giving up their time. Well, not giving up their time, but they want to be here, but they've done it at their own expense. But I think it just shows that that's what makes British... There's two things I think that makes British hairdressing... Well, three things. One is our trade magazines. One is things like British Hairdressing Awards, because if you really want to get in hairdressing, the best way is to get out there. If you're not in it, you can't win it. That's the obvious thing. So the Hairdressing Awards is a great way to be recognised, and you don't necessarily have to win. Being nominated, it's just being part of it. And then the third thing, I think, is the fellowship, and that's what really makes British hairdressing so strong. I hope you liked your show. A very strong editorial look, a very strong contemporary haircut, wearable hair, great colours, great cutting, styling. Talking about styling, big thank you to Liz Collins for the makeup, who's sitting in the audience there, and the styling as well. So let's see the total looks. If you'd just like to stand up, girls. And we'll just get the music ready. So I hope you like the presentation, and we'll just see the finished look for the models. Thank you very much. Thank you to the models, and a big thank you to Nicola and Carla. Well done, girls. Have a great day.